Hey, internet friend, it's me, Bradley G, here in Friendly Fridley. Welcome to the Magic Brad Show. And I've got my friend Jeremy online. You might have seen him before on some previous things, but he was out RVing from Canada to Costa Rica and beyond. And now he's back in Canada. So I'm going to go to the green room and grab him. Knock, knock, knock. Where is my friend Jeremy? There he is. Oh, there's a picture of Canada right there, eh?
Yeah, but I got my Panama hat on. Dun, dun, dun.
So now I don't know where you're from. You're from Panama, eh?
Yeah, it sounds the same. It's only different spelling. Canada, Panama.
It is. I'm from Panama.
Yeah, I'm from Panama. Where I'm from Canada, I can't remember. It depends on which side of the bed I wake up on. You see, so
Now you're in Minnesota, for cripe's sakes.
Yep.
So it's good to have you back in the U.S. of A. and then Canada and back in North America.
How was our last show, Wealthy Wednesday? You know, we left off on such a whirlwind. You know, being that, where were we? We were in Costa Rica, and then we did travel to Panama via en route back to Canada, and here we are. Ta-da. But I kind of missed those Wealthy Wednesday shows, so I'm glad you have me on today.
Yeah, it's not Wednesday, but that's okay.
It's a Monday.
We could tune it in. I was doing a Wednesday, but it wasn't Wealthy Wednesday. It was something else. It was this guy. His name is Mark Light. And this isn't on topic, but it's interesting. What he did is he ended up getting stage 4 cancer, and he said his mindset was, thank God, because he had a roofing business that was failing. And he actually felt blessed that he got stage 4 cancer because he could quit his roofing business. That was his excuse. And then he did a fundraiser driving bicycle from San Diego to Florida. And his method of doing it, it wasn't from San Diego to Florida. It was from San Diego till breakfast, till lunch, till dinner. Next day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Next day. Yeah. That's the way he did it, in little bite-sized pieces. And I just brought that up because I was doing a series with him. He wants to be a speaker someday.
Well, that sounds like a good thing to do. When why not? Not doing roofing anymore, so nobody really has to look up to him.
He's got a good story. I mean, the stuff that he did and everything, and his buzzword is resilience.
That's good.
Keep on. Anyways, you had contacted me, and our topic today is, what are you noticing? And this is from a marketing perspective, I think. Attention and distraction, and what changed after 2020. That's a long title, but I just kind of grabbed some stuff and put it in there because that's kind of where I'm at right now, Jeremy, is I have no idea what will stick. So I just throw it against the wall.
Yeah. And I think one of our first guests we did with Wealthy Wednesday, I don't know if you remember, maybe it was just he told me, but he said, if you throw enough spaghetti at a wall, something will stick. So we are doing that. And why are we doing that? It's because of the digital age that we are currently positioned in.
Yeah.
We are in a digital world. I don't care who you are, but it's become that way since after 2020. It's being positioned to be that.
Well, even that physical postcard software that I use, it is a physical postcard, but it's done digitally on the internet until it gets to the printer, and then it turns into the physical world and it's shipped off. And then it's got a QR code on it so they can come back to the digital world again. So yes, we are very digital right now.
Very digital and very information tech based. I think you know as well as I do, AI is algorithmic intelligence, in which case it's collecting information and putting all of that out there. And in order to run AI, what do they require?
Nothing. They already know.
They do, but they need a place to store that information. And so now we're seeing lots and lots of data centers being built. I know currently where I am, Alberta in Canada, there are AI data center jobs going up over, I don't know, span of the next couple years, from my understanding.
We're seeing
And
a
so
lot
what
of
this
that.
does is it creates jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this does create jobs. You know, you're going to get your 300 or 400 people that are going to get jobs from making these big data centers. But in the end, I read somewhere, you only need about 100 people to run a data center. It's these big multi-million dollar projects. You
Yeah.
don't need that many people to run them, in fact. And then what
And
resources are they taking?
who really wants a job in the first place? I think some people want a job because
Yeah.
that's all they know.
That's right.
But definitely things are different. And you know, about these big giant data centers, can't there be a lot of little ones instead of one big one?
Good question. And I think the results are going to be the same regardless. You're going to have, you know, the resource usage no matter what.
Well, have you ever
Right.
seen some of that those videos of the I don't remember what the hell they're called, but they're like farms and they have all these phones everywhere. There's phones everywhere lined up, like 1,000 phones, and they're all doing something. What about all these old phones that people aren't using anymore? These can be data centers.
Right. Did you see the newest headlines with Erin Brockovich? You remember her?
I do remember her. Yes.
Yeah.
She in fact, the city that I'm in, she was kind of famous for being here because they were talking about the water table being contaminated here in my city.
Yeah. No, she's all over these AI data centers too. So anyway, I like the fact that you bring up phones. So this is where me and you are at. We're wondering what we're noticing. And I want to tell you a little story, if I may.
Okay.
So
Time.
I got this job. I got this job, right? Well, I call it a job. I call it a side hustle. I don't want to call it a job. I'll call it a side hustle. But I got this side hustle that I have to literally carry my phone with me all day long. Well, not all day, just when I choose to, right?
Yeah.
So here I am looking at my phone, going about my daily business, and I'm pushing a cart around and I'm shopping for people. But I'm noticing as I'm carrying this thing around, it does not leave my hand. It's there, I drop it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then I start to look around and I realize everybody else has one of these in their hand too. So then I think, are they all shopping too? But no, their kids are watching videos as the parents are pushing them around in carts. Or the parents themselves are sitting there watching YouTube videos as they're pushing carts through stores.
Yeah.
And then it occurred to me, if everybody's on their phone, why aren't they making money from it? So I guess my question goes to you.
Some might be.
You know, like I don't know. Out of and this is another kind of a side story on that, but out of 9 kids grouped together near a school parking lot, as I'm driving by, I'll glance over. 8 of 9 kids have phones in their hand. None of them are talking to each other in a group. So society kind of make ahead and think, where are we? We're in a world of distraction.
It is kind of that way, but
that's
just like I think the pendulum always switches back and forth, but it has become that kind of thing. And it's sort of been programmed into us with all these psychological methods of blinky lights, like I got back here, and all this stuff happening on these phones and the YouTube shorts. We don't have 30 minutes anymore. We got 30 seconds to swipe. Got to see more stuff.
Or 3 seconds even. And that's where we are. We're at a 3-second ratio. So here's what else I'm noticing. How do we make ourselves noticed?
Well, the way that some people do it, and the marketers do it, they call it a hook. And you've got literally milliseconds to do it and make it happen. So right in the beginning of your video, you got to do something really wild like this to catch their attention. And you'll notice that sometimes these influencers are doing that kind of stuff. That's kind of what you got to do.
And do you think influencers make that their lifelong, go to bed at night, wake up in the morning, you know what I got to do? I got to jump in front of a screen, or, that's something.
Yes, there's a
Maybe
real
we're
good
just not
friend of
moving fast enough.
mine. There's a good friend of mine that's doing social media for a lot of high-end clients, and
Yeah.
he's trying to help her and stuff, but she's always busy. He's taking her to the airport and she's on her phone,
Yeah.
always answering questions, doing things, posting. So it's almost every waking hour you're doing something. I know that I do it a lot because I got a lot of free time. I just grab over my phone and I'll share
Yeah.
a video immediately. It goes to the little X thing, and then I'll copy that text and put it on LinkedIn and Facebook. Then I'll wait a little bit and go make a cup of coffee and come back and share another video and put it on LinkedIn and Facebook, Twitter.
So in essence, we ourselves are trying to just get noticed,
Yes.
trying to figure out new ways to get noticed, trying to, think outside the box. But even thinking outside the box brings us back to things that have already worked. And in your case, I think you mentioned earlier, live events.
Well, here's the deal with live events is how do you get people to the live event?
Yeah. Online,
You,
digital tickets,
you try and do
physical.
it digital. And here's the deal. If I'm doing an event and it's around this, in fact, this happened to us. We were doing this event with this guy that does Neil Diamond. He's a tribute artist.
Okay.
And we decided to take advantage of this new Neil Diamond Wild at Heart release.
Yeah.
So it was going to be a pre-release party. The timing worked good because May 6th is when our event was. His new album release was the 8th. And we thought it would be working good. And we did sell it all out. But it was harder at the end because Neil Diamond's got more money, or his publicists have more money than we do.
Yeah.
So his stuff showed up more than our stuff showed up. And we put some money into Facebook ads, but didn't get anything out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're competing against as solopreneurs and affiliate marketers, is we're competing with the people that have the money to get the ads.
Yeah.
So what's the other way to do it?
Well, and I feel we got to keep throwing spaghetti at the wall. We need to keep reaching out to these people, and these little video blogs we do are one of those ways. You get to recognize us, see our faces, and trust us for who we are and what we say, because that's what we're learning. Just the same, we're not gurus. We know that.
Nope.
We don't have rented Lamborghinis.
I don't. Well, a lot of those guys are fake too. They're just renting it for a little while, taking it for a test drive and take a lot of pictures and bring it back to the dealership.
So another side story here, Brad. I joined, well, I guess it was back in 2022, 2023. The famous network marketer, Eric Worre.
Sure. In fact, I know him well. He's from here.
And now lives in Vegas.
Yes.
So he had an event just recently this weekend called Pro Code. He wrote a book that discusses the 5 pillars of network marketing. Mm-hmm. Now, back in 2023, I did attend one of his Go Pro live events online, and I had the very interesting task of meeting him online on one of, I think it was day 2 of his seminar. Mm-hmm. I got to have like a little one-on-one conversation with him, which was kind of neat. And he explained then, to which I still carry forward to today, that the biggest mistake people make, marketers make, is that they're too afraid. They're too afraid to get out of their comfort zone. And so these videos now, to me, I don't feel afraid like I used to when I first started to go in front of a live audience. And like YouTube, for example, there's a lot of faceless creators out there. I started as a faceless creator, but now I've got 4 different channels and I'm on there all the time trying to speak to my audience, you see?
Yeah.
So yeah, getting to get noticed is a huge thing.
Well, I do know Eric because I was in one of his programs years and years and years ago with the analog technology was going to a digital satellite. He had a
Mhm.
TV show called The People's Network, and I was involved with him at that. And when the internet came along, he was kind of like anti-internet. It's a face-to-face, belly-to-belly, handshaking kind of world.
Yeah.
And he pushed all this social media stuff off to the side at first. He wasn't doing none of it. He wouldn't give it the time of day.
So things have changed somewhere along the line.
Yeah, because it is the way that it's going. But now you'd mentioned, like, how do we get noticed? I'm thinking that it's kind of got to be almost a physical kind of thing, because the platforms are suppressing us going for the bigger dollars from the Tony Robbins and the whoever can afford to do the big ads.
Yeah, and they run theirs daily, all
Well,
the
we
time.
can still go to some place like the Minneapolis Farmers Market that gets a couple thousand people every weekend coming through, and I
Yeah.
could set up a little booth for $150 and hand out these physical cards with QR codes on them.
Yeah.
Physically doing it. Just that's the numbers game. Throw the spaghetti on the wall. Just start throwing stuff up there and see if it works.
Right? No, I 100% agree with you on that one, and it's noticeable. Like, competition wise, here's the other thing though, with what we do, if we're not staying consistent or staying motivated, everything goes to shit.
Yeah, you end up putting a bubble in the pipeline if you're not keeping stuff going. All of a sudden, oh, where did Jeremy and Brad go?
Yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah.
because I think a lot more people are seeing stuff than we know. You see your analytics and your statistics. Oh, I only got 3 views. Well, that's not really true. That's just what the system recorded.
Yeah.
You never know what else somebody might have saw. What if one person is getting the view and there's 14 people standing behind him looking at the phone?
Yeah, they don't analyze that, do they?
No. So, yeah, things are definitely changing very rapidly right now with the whole artificial intelligence and the plethora of scammers and hackers and stuff online and in our government. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole because we'll probably get canceled or something.
Well, and that's maybe what we should be doing, is having discussions about that too, because really, maybe you get more noticed for speaking your mind and your truth than anything. I don't know.
Well, there is something to be said about having a controversial topic. You do get more views on stuff like that, because there's a guy that I used to know. His name is Larry Winget, and he said, "If you love me, you'll follow me. If you hate me, you'll follow me too."
Yeah. That's, I don't know. I've seen a couple of not TikTok, sorry, X videos of people debating other people. So I guess, you want to go down this road of what Charlie Kirk used to do,
No,
with
I
his
don't.
debates. And that's the thing though, is like, how I don't debate. I never liked debating. I don't know how people can debate, right? But how you get noticed is, I guess, just how you tell your story, I guess.
Well, to me, I think debate is just a nicer word for argue.
Or
and I would rather
slightly
have
disagree.
a conversation. Huh?
Yeah. Or agree to disagree. Yes.
Yeah, I would rather have a conversation and a more of a solutions focus, because now we're going down the political thing. I've noticed here in the United States where it's always the blame game. They're not looking for the solution. They're blaming the other side for not having a solution.
It's always a division, red versus blue. I
Yes,
know
sir.
the story, like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And we're supposed to be the United States of America.
And it's the same thing happening here in Canada. It's freedom, division, sovereignty. Is it liberal? Is it conservative? There's a whole whack of argumentative topics that you could have.
And I think part of that is this internet thing, where I can get online and I can call you a racist, I can call you a pedophile, I can call you all these names, and you can't jack my jaw because you're way over in frickin' Albuquerque, New Mexico. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's given this anonymity. If I want,
Yeah,
I
I
can
know.
talk to you. I can start calling you names,
The,
but you can't see me. You can't dox me.
that's right. That's right. I don't know who you are anymore. Ah.
Well, I told you my wife
Uh,
got hacked in. She had some hacker that got into her page, and he created a fake image, making it look like it was her uncle. He did a
mhm.
really bad job though, because he took a picture of her wearing this nice pink sweater, and she had a big smile on her face, and he put her sitting on the bed with this old guy with hoses in his nose and stuff, and she was smiling. So
Mm.
it's not real. So some of these hackers aren't very smart.
No, and I think they utilize AI, images for a lot of that stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But the problem is they don't edit their images to make it look realistic, which a lot of them can be done.
Well, it's getting to the point where you don't have to edit it.
You don't have to spend the $200 on a photo shoot or a professional photographer or the location or the scene. You just go and edit it via a simple prompt.
And going back to the zombies with the phones, you can do a lot of this just from your phone.
Exactly.
For anybody that's got a phone, they don't need to download the Photoshop software.
Yeah.
They can do it from their phone on a freaking boat in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
I seem to be in a little bit of a zone here. Okay.
Oh,
My
did I freeze up?
internet's back.
Did I freeze up on you?
Yeah, I don't know. Went on a little freezing, thing. But anyway, yeah, you're right. The phones are there. They're
So
here to stay, obviously.
I think people are like you said, they're looking, how can I get noticed? Because I'm out here on the
Yeah.
internet screaming and nobody's hearing me. People want some ideas of how to get noticed. And then I think they want to know, like, for running their business is one thing, but for individuals, how do I make money so I can pay my bills? Because I just lost my job to a information center up in the freaking Montana or something.
Well, and we're competing with millions of people online too, right? So if you go to
Yeah.
Fiverr, for example, I don't know how many people from whatever part of the world are all trying to accomplish the same thing. Um, but if you want to be that guy that stands outside of the box and color outside the lines, you might have a better chance.
I think so. Step
Yeah.
out. I've seriously considered kind of getting away from all this social media stuff because it's like,
Yeah,
nothing's happening.
nothing's happening. However, it doesn't mean that you can stay active within it using the platform and the tools that you know how to use. You see? So because we've been in it for a longer time, we've already created that resource and those websites and those I guess digital real estate landing pages to
Mhm.
steer people towards. We're answering their problems on our websites.
Yeah.
And that's a time consuming thing. So, if you want to answer people's problems instead of letting AI do it, those content blogs, they still make sense. They still have to exist and they still have to come from real people problems, not a made up computer
I
thought.
think you're right there. I think a lot of that information that we used to try and SEO our blog post, it's now really more, isn't there a new acronym for AI optimization?
Yeah, it's an AEO or AEIEIO. I can't remember.
So writing these blog posts is a lot different than, the top 10 list or something like that.
Yeah,
Might
yeah.
be writing for the search engines or the AI search engines because they're going to be looking for information. If
Well, and
someone,
what did I read? I think maybe you even read it too, but AI is taking all of your information and siphoning it out of your hard work and research and giving the other people their answer.
I know some people are whining about that and all upset. They want to do a class action lawsuit. And
Yeah,
I look at it a little differently. I give the glory to God, and it's not my information, it's God's information. So if you want it, take it.
take it.
I got
You're
more.
only if you're willing to share with your knowledge, yeah,
I can create more stuff, and I don't know. Who am I to say if I'm right or wrong?
yeah.
Got some
Asking
fun
it.
stuff that's happening automatically. You familiar with IFTTT? It's
No,
it's like
I think.
Zapier. It's like Zapier.
Okay, no, I don't.
Zapier's like it goes between if this happens, then that happens.
Happens. Right.
I've got that set up going up to my Twitter, and I got it set up with the weather underground. So when the sun rises, this happens. When the clouds cover the sun, this happens. When the sun comes back out, this happens. So that happens.
Yeah.
And I've got it set up to, I'm not making money with it yet, but I got it set up to the Amazon 24-hour sale, and
Okay.
it's automatically posting that. And then it goes to a landing page, and it's called the 24-hour sale. So it creates that urgency.
Right.
Because the rules with the Amazon is they've got a 24-hour cookie. So if the person thinks it's a 24-hour sale, they'll go there and maybe go on a shopping spree.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my theory behind it. And I've got stuff's happening all day long. It's dropping stuff from Amazon. It's doing wealthy affiliate stuff. It's mailbox power stuff. But I don't trust it.
So is it a paid for platform or no? Like
it's very cheap. It's like $20. You do have a free one, but you can only do 2. They call them applets. It's IFTTT. Okay. If this, then that. Check it out. I think you'll like it. It's pretty easy to use. But what's powerful with the way I'm using it is it's hooked up to the weather underground on the front. So my posts are dependent on the weather, whether the sun has clouds or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care when it goes out.
That's interesting, actually.
It is, and I'm hoping that I start getting some I am getting a little more followers on Twitter, but I hope somebody looks at it and says, "Oh, look at that Amazon sale. I'm going to buy some shoes." I should check.
I just want people to buy my books on Amazon. That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah, we've got a guy in Wealthy Affiliate. Doesn't he have like 400 books or something like that?
There is a guy there. He actually purchased one of my books and read it and said, "Wow, your story's very similar to mine, actually." And I thought, interesting. So,
we were talking earlier about how all this stuff is people don't trust everything. I think people still do trust Amazon, even though the people selling on Amazon might not be trustworthy. They trust the Amazon brand. So I think that might be a way of getting people into our funnels by getting them to buy something on Amazon. And now, like when you sell your books, do you get their information to get their mailing address or anything?
No, and see, so that's one of my problems, and I know it is email marketing lists. I haven't been able to tackle that project.
Well, I want to do a physical mailing list.
I would like to do any kind of mailing list, but I know I got the audiences, right? But I just have no creation to continue on with that next step. But that's simply my own fault too, because I have 7 different websites. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I had my focus only go to one thing, like from 0 to 100K, for example, well, then it would be easy and I could follow that. But
let me put that up there.
From 0 to 100K.com.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But I mean, now because I'm trying to run an RV niche, and a travel-based tourism niche, I'm in 2 broad niches there, and I'm competing with a lot of brands. But I did do some research today, and my competition really isn't competition because they're all trying to push the same thing, whereas I'm taking a different approach and saying to myself on my RV page, for example, you say trusting brands like Amazon. Well, a lot of the RV brands that I'm affiliated with, I've created some kind of a directory like the Yellow Pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really essentially listing my thoughts on each brand that I've used or encountered. And if I haven't used or encountered it, I've met a lot of campers over the last 4 seasons as a park operator that have used said brands or products from said brands. And I get to do little reviews and talk to these people and get information from them. I've created that all on my little brand directory page on the RV page website.
So the stuff is trusted brands. So they got to trust it.
So if you've known of the RV brand Vivor, for example, that's on my website.
Got it. So they trust them, not you.
They trust something.
Have you thought about creating the Jeremy brand, kind of like I got the MagicBrad brand here?
You know, I initially did think about that when I first started affiliate marketing. I'm not too sure why I didn't go that way, or how it would look. Apparently, speaking is a proper thing to do. But you know, I think my From 0 to 100K webpage defines me the most, because I am that creator, that helper, that builder, that, you know, designer. And so that's where that website's kind of led to.
Well, what comes to my mind was I remember back, I don't know if you remember Empower Network. Do you remember that from way back?
No, I don't.
It was a blogging platform, and it was you sell the blog. And you get a commission from the, so it was an affiliate program kind of, but there was a lady that was in there, and she always wore a flower behind her ear. When you saw her at a convention, you all these people, and you see a big red flower in her hair, and you knew it was her.
Interesting.
There was another one. He called himself the furry hat guy, and he had this furry hat, you know, the little whatever.
Yeah.
And you see a guy walking across. That's him. That's the furry hat guy. And there was a local friend of mine. He always wore like a little, like a fedora kind of hat, and he had these black circle ear glasses.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw him across the room, that's Jason right there.
Yeah.
So maybe something like that. What if there was something that you wore that was recognizable? That you would kind of always have, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing this thing with these colors. So when people see that video, they go, "Oh, that's that knucklehead on YouTube."
He's that Fridley guy. He's that Fridley fella.
Yes, the friendly Fridley guy.
Yeah. And that's, you know what, I guess that's what we're kind of noticing, is being that standout guy. Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm at. I'd like to be trusted so that they could get on a call with me or grab a coffee with me, and they trust me enough to ask me some questions, and I'll give them what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll send them my affiliate link, rather than trying to embed it into a blog that's mysterious in SEO, and they don't know who the hell I am, and they're scared to click on anything because I might get into a fishing expedition or something.
But that's the distraction, though, is they'll be on their phone watching you 1 second, and then 30 seconds later they'll be making spaghetti, and then the spaghetti sticks to the pot, and then they have to scrape the pot that's full of burnt spaghetti, and then they have to soak the pot because the spaghetti, and then they have to cook new spaghetti, and then they forgot they were even watching MagicBrad. So
that's why I put my phone number under here. See my phone number right there?
We do that.
You can call me. Call me or text me. You can spam me if you want, but I'm going to report you as spam. And you can call me. You've got to leave a voicemail message so I can call you back, because if you don't, I will report that as fraudulent as well. So leave a message.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. Crazy world. But at the end of the day, it's still nice to get on here and have our little chit chat powwow and talk about these things, because they do require chit chats and powwows about it.
It is. And for those that don't know, what happens with this video is it automatically goes up to YouTube, and then it gets dropped in some software called Opus Clip. I'm an affiliate. And then it takes that and chops it into little shorts. And then I beam those up to the internet, and we see which one gets the traffic. Mm-hmm. And then that's what I'm trying to do, is find that hot topic, whatever the heck that might be.
So I guess questions for our viewers, if they do watch this rambling of us, what do you do to get noticed? What are you noticing? And the last and important question is, If you know the answer, just give it to us.
That's right. Please.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people you see all these gurus and stuff, and they talk about this is this special little technique. And I think that they're just full of it.
Yeah, I think I half agree with you.
I had this one guy, I was in this network marketing thing quite a few years back, and he has all these tips. And he says, what you got to do is you got to get up early in the morning. You got to read 10 pages of a good book. You got to go out into nature and go for a walk. Mm-hmm. Make sure you go to the gym and exercise. You got to send out, 50 emails a day to prospects. Yeah. You need to set up, 10 meetings per day. And it's like, there's no way you can fit that in a 24-hour day. And I'm going to do that 5 days a week.
Yeah, that's that seems a little obsessive, I guess.
Yeah, so I don't think that what they're suggesting is even that the humans are not capable of it.
No, and so how do you automate that though in today's society? You could do that now with tools that AI exists with. Their automation of scheduling calls or what have you. That technology exists now.
There is that. There's also stacking stuff. I do my little coffee workout. I get my stuff going, the espresso going, and I get it into the microwave, and I push 1, 2, 3, so it's in there for 1 minute and 23 seconds. I hit start, and I go over and I grab my 10-pound barbells, and I start doing some stuff. So I get my little biceps going a little bit. So I'm stacking.
Get the old paperweights working. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird world. Okay, buddy, should we sign this one off? Seeing we've gone for 37 minutes and 3 seconds.
Sure. I think we hit a lot of nerves. I hope we did.
That's our CTA.
I hope we create some discussion off this video. So.
Yeah, and let us know if you want us to talk about controversial stuff like Republicans and Democrats
or heck, cats and dogs getting spayed and neutered for that matter. I don't care.
Yeah, let's talk about that. This will be interesting to see what these shorts come up with here. Okay, buddy, I'm going to put you in the green room and I'm going to sign this off and we'll be right back with it. Adios. There you have it. Jeremy on themagicbradshow.com. It was fun to talk to him again. We were doing it for quite a while. Then we had to take a little break because he was like out and didn't have Wi-Fi, driving an RV through the jungle. So I'm going to sign this off. Enjoy the rest of your day. I want you to be good and be kind and be nice. That's all that matters. Hey, before I go, look at this. I didn't notice this. I should have been paying attention. Jeremy, look. We've got Irene. I know Irene. I was connected with her I can't remember what group it was. Anyways, we did get some attention. That makes me feel good. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice. See you later. Bye.